My dad's used to have a saying that it's a marathon, not a sprint. He just kind of took every day one at a time and just tried to do the best he could with the information he had, and I think just trying to serve the customers well and provide a good working environment just ended up causing the bank to be very successful.
From its beginning as Grand Island's smallest bank in 1971, 5 Points Bank has grown over the past 50 years into Nebraska's 5th largest bank holding company, contributing nearly $170 million to the state's economy in 2020 alone. All that success began with a simple yet ambitious idea.
My grandfather was a very outgoing individual, and in 1971 he decided that the area of 5 Points in Grand Island needed a bank. The community in Grand Island at that time was served by other banks, but they were all downtown.
You know, branching really wasn't done back then. There were banking rules that kept a bank from moving more than 500 feet from the original bank.
So he called my father in Omaha, and my father was a newly married lawyer, and said, let's do this. And my dad left the law practice in Omaha and moved out to Grand Island.
They saw a great opportunity to put a bank up in the 5 Points corridor near Skagway.
Location wasn't the only thing that set 5 Points Bank apart. Because so many banks focused on agriculture, 5 Points Bank took a different approach.
Well, 5 Points Bank was the first bank in Grand Island that determined that commercial lending was the way that they wanted to go. The Marshalls believed in being very competitive.
Bill fed off of his father and learned a lot from him, and Bill's father learned a lot from Bill. His mantra was to really treat people with the respect that they deserved and to try to make things work out for them.
Kara Kelly recalls a physician who was finishing his residency in Arizona and decided to move to Grand Island after a phone call from her father.
He called this physician in Arizona and he said, we would love to have you move to Grand Island. We would love to have you live here. One customer who initially banked elsewhere eventually came over because of the personal touch and said, I remember when he reached out to me when we were moving to the community, and they are both still customers today.
Bill's dad is probably one of the things that is one of my favorite memories. He would make sure that we took care of customers, that we were doing everything the way that he would expect us to do it.
They were going to have people's hours, not bankers' hours. They were going to, take phone calls after 6 p.m., be available, and they really felt a connection to their customers.
Customers responded positively, and the bank expanded with more branches in Grand Island, as well as Hastings, Kearney, Omaha, Lincoln, and Sumner. In 2020, Hometown Bank Corporation reached $2 billion in assets. In addition to providing loans to businesses and individuals, the bank has long purchased local bonds and supported community causes. In 2020, its 150 employees volunteered their time to 37 nonprofit organizations.
My grandparents moved to Grand Island with my father and my aunt in 1959, and Grand Island embraced their family. And I think that initial love that the community of Grand Island showed them carried on throughout and still carries on today.
Likewise, generations of customers around the state have found a home at 5 Points Bank, all beginning with that one location on North Broadwell Avenue in Grand Island.